everybody, welcome to VegaTrends. My name is Mackenzie, and as always, I'm helping make it easier for you to eat your vegetables. This week we've been talking about one of my favorite gateway vegetables, meaning it's very easy to eat, you barely know it's a vegetable, and that is corn. Today I'll be making up or trying a recipe for Mexican street corn, and I'll be doing it today without any dairy products, so we'll see how that turns out. So I first had Mexican street corn at a restaurant here in town, and it was so good. I'd never eaten it before. I love corn, and it's a little like a spicy creamed corn. So today we're going to give it a try. So I want to start by sharing with you the ingredients we're going to be using today. I'm going to use about 5 ears of corn. I've already pulled the corn off of the ears. I kept one because I want to show you how to go about doing that. And then we have about 5 green onions here. We have 1 green pepper. Now this is not a bell pepper. This is more of a spicy green pepper. It's not overly spicy, but it'll add a little bit of a kick to this dish. And then instead of the sour cream and cheese, I want to try doing a non-dairy alternative. So we're going to try blending up oat milk. That's about 1/2 cup of oat milk and about 1/4 cup of cashews, which can make a creamier dish. And then, of course, I'm going to add a little cilantro at the end and some paprika just to give it a little bit of flavor. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already started heating up my pan here. So what we need to do first, we need to start by browning up the corn. So I'm just going to put the corn in here. I have a little bit of olive oil in the pan. The recipe warned that when the corn gets hot, it could jump out of the pan, so be a little careful. Okay, so while this is cooking down in the pan, it said it would take about 15 minutes. I'm going to show you how to get the corn off of your ear of corn. It's really simple, a little on the messy side, but it's pretty simple. So I just place the corn on its end right here, and I take my knife and I just cut right down the ear of corn like this, and as you can see, it's pretty messy. If you have a better way of doing this, absolutely wouldn't mind if you shared. I would love to hear, or maybe create a little video and show us. So once you do that, you just have your corn right here, and then you can just add it to the pan. Oops, we lost some. Always a good opportunity to eat it. Okay, so I'm going to let this brown up in the pan for about 15 minutes. We'll see how it looks at that point. And once we get there, we will go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. So it's been about 15 minutes now, and the corn is really nicely browned up. I'm going to go ahead and add these peppers in just to let them cook up a little bit. And I'm going to add in my green onion just to cook them up just a little. Okay, we're going to let that cook a little bit. And then I am going to, in the blender, add my 1/2 cup of oat milk and my cashews. All right, so we're going to blend this up and see what kind of a consistency we get. Okay, so I blended this on high for about 45 seconds, and it's got a pretty thick consistency on it. We're going to get rid of the blender and check it out. So this has a nice, thick, creamy feel to it, almost like a thin sour cream. So I chose to use an oat milk and cashews to make this cream, mostly because the cashews don't have a real nutty flavor, and so it tends to not overpower the flavor in any dish you're making. And then I used the oat milk because that's what I had on hand, but generally I would have used almond milk for this recipe. But since I had oat milk to use, I went ahead and used it. So now what we need to do is pull the corn out of the pan. I'm going to get a bowl. So as you can see, the corn has a really nice brown tint to it. It smells fantastic. And then the green peppers and onion were just in there long enough to warm them up a little bit. And now I'm going to add my cream mix here. I'm going to add, I think, about half and then see what it looks like. Oh, that's nice. I think half might be enough. So you can see it's got a real creamy, smooth texture to it now. I definitely think adding all of this would be a little too much, but I might just add a few more drips. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Then we're gonna mix in cilantro. Okay, so the street corn is all mixed up. As you can see, it's got real nice texture to it. It has now the cilantro in there and the peppers. It looks fantastic. We're gonna serve up a little dish and see how this tastes. This is a recipe I've never made, and so I'm very excited to give it a try. Mostly because I love street corn. Oh, that is incredible. The browned corn has a nice flavor to it, a nice nutty flavor, and the mixture I made up of oat milk and cashews is very creamy, gives it a very creamy flavor. Wow, this is a great recipe. I can definitely see this being a side dish to any of your Latino dishes that you're making, or even if you did up some grilled chicken, this would be a great side dish. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching me make up some Mexican street corn. Again, my name is Mackenzie, and this is VegaTrends, where I'm always helping you eat your vegetables. And later this week, I hope you'll stay tuned. I still have 2 more recipes coming. We are going to make stuffed bell peppers with corn, black beans, and barley, which I'm very excited to try. And then a little later in the week, we'll be doing up my favorite corn chowder. I hope you'll check back.